All right, we have round 2. Let's adjust for round 2, huh? The round info. This is round 2. I believe this is the 1-0 bracket. It better be. You know what? I'll double check. All right, I have confirmed. Up the audio a smidge. We will up the audio a smidge. All right, so our bottom player. Our top player is Teran. Oh, get rid of that J. Not Teran J, just Teran. And our bottom player is Stefan. Stefan, I think? Didn't actually put his name on his deck list. Oh, wait, no. No, he did. S-T-E-P-H. S-T-E-P-H-E-N. Yeah, we got that right. All right. So we have Stefan on the bottom, Teran on top. Stefan starts with goes second with the Island Aether Vial. Teran starts off with Swamp, double Swamp. Swamp and a double Swamp for the Night's Whisper. That's because Stefan's on Merfolk, the old Island Vial. And Teran is on Model Black Coffers again. Okay, all right, okay. The old Coffers. So we got Coffers again. We'll see if Coffers can win a second time. Let's see if Coffers is just like the deck to beat in Modern right now, huh? But Stefan starts off with a Lord of Atlantis. Or no, sorry, Master of the Pearl Trident, actually. You know, basically the same card. A 2-mana Merfolk that gives other Merfolk +1/+1. Teran is going to go with another Thoughtseize. Putting him at 16. And he's going to Fatal Push this Lord. So unfortunately, Stefan's hand just getting ripped apart. just getting fucking tore up out here. Take up the Vial, but I mean, Merfolk has a versatile amount of card draw. Yeah, all right, gets the third land, plays the Sveilun, the old 3/4. Sveilun gives other Merfolk is the keyword, does not give herself, but other Merfolk ward 1. And then if Stefan has 2 other Merfolk in play, then Sveilun gets indestructible. She is a god. Very similar, actually, or not too removed from the Theros god, which is pretty fun. Stefan, looks like Teran is also on the Talisman plan, so he might be playing a very similar deck list to Raymond from last round. But no answer for the Sveilun, which is very, very good for Stefan. Stefan takes up to 3. Very curious. Usually Merfolk kind of leaves their Vial on 2 because where all their kind of key cards are. I'm gonna make Stefan sacrifice, but Stefan's like, actually, I'd like to play a Marrow Regery, and I'd like to let this Marrow Regery die. All right, so that's why he said up to 3. I think he anticipated the edict, so he needed an instant speed way to respond to that, right? He needed the instant speed way. So fast. So Stefan drops and Chase the Mind Sculptor after attacking with the Sveilun. Yo, Teran, what are you gonna do about that? Bro. My guy, my friend. What are you going to do about that? The old Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, Teran plays the One Ring. Gets friction from everything, passes the turn. Which, you know, isn't the worst, actually, for Stefan here, because Stefan still gets to attack with Spayloon and draw a card, and then he gets to Brainstorm. He gets to just brainstorm like a mouse. Oh, I should get rid of the who's currently winning. There we go. It is still 1-1, or 0-0. This is technically the 1-0 bracket, but I think one of our players went to time, so it's 1 win, 1 draw. Actually, but both players are still very in the tournament. Still very in. Manamo's fun. You can untap your Spayloon. Gonna play a what is that card's name? I forget. It's the one that you get to bounce a tapped thing. But I think Seven's just playing it for the Merfolk. Just playing it as a 2/2. Playing it as a little Merfolk man. Looks like Seven is going to brainstorm now. It's interesting to cast a spell first and then brainstorm. If you think you want to brainstorm first, you know, take a look, figure out what the best play is, and then start casting spells. But I mean, what do I know? Stefan's been playing Merfolk for as long as I've known him, which is quite a while, quite a few years. I think I've known him since at least, you know, 2017, maybe earlier. And Tide Shaper. Gonna kick the Tide Shaper. Gonna turn that Coffers into an island. Nice island. So Teran's now playing a little bit of Dimir over there. Nice Dimir deck, buddy. Gonna untap. Teran takes 1 damage of the One Ring. Goes down to 12. Gonna draw 2 cards. Zoop. Zoop. Just adjusting some camera here, but we're good, we're good. All right, so Stefan just plays a bunch of guys. You know, Teran, drawn with the One Ring, as one does, plays the Shieldred. This might be a little difficult for Stefan to deal with, because, I guess Stefan can always just down-tick Jace to bounce the Shieldred. Oh, but Teran's going to march a Wretched Sorrow, pitching a card to try to delete this Jace. Jace is in fact deleted. Jace out here getting deleted. And there comes the Merfolk Trickster to tap the Shieldred. So Seven can draw a card and lose no life. Which I might actually have liked better if... I mean, this could tell me if maybe Stefan has a second Merfolk Trickster, so that when Teran tries to activate the One Ring, Stefan can turn off Shieldred a second time and then prevent the card draw life gain. Because, I mean, Teran's running a lot of life gain here, where Teran will on-type, he'll take 2 down to 13, and then he'll draw 3, gaining 6 off Shieldred. Seven, not sure what to do about this One Ring. Yeah, goes swinging, deals some damage, deals 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, down to 8, and then untaps. Teran untaps, takes 2 off the One Ring, down to 6. Teran goes to draw off Shieldred to go back up to 8. now we wonder. Ooh, Teran's gonna try to draw 3 cards. Ooh, Stefan. Undoing a lot of the work that Stefan just put in to get Teran's life total low. Teran gains a crispy 6 life here, up to 14. Drawing 3 cards of the One Ring, of course. Shieldred gains you 2 life per card that Teran draws, and Stefan loses 2 life per card that Stefan draws. You know, so Shieldred punches your opponent for drawing cards and rewards you for drawing cards. You know, the owner for drawing cards. Punches your opponent for drawing cards. So Stefan kind of has to find an answer to this Shieldred, and quickly. He is threatening because the Trickster is almost off camera there. It's a little bit off the camera, unfortunately. Which, I mean, maybe we can fix. Maybe we just shift our camera over. We can still see the boogie board. We're just gonna take a look. Over there, yeah, all right, okay. Look, it's just me here. I gotta figure this shit out on my own. Yeah, all right, nice. Look at that. Well, we gotta still see the boogie board though. We gotta see their life totals. Gotta find a nice balance between seeing life totals and seeing cards. All right, Teran decides to just pass the turn after, I believe, cycling a Troll of Khazad-dûm for a swamp. Stefan's gonna draw. He's gonna get drained for 2, which is the first points of damage Teran has actually dealt to Stefan. It's possible he played Rhinos last time, so I wonder why he put Coffers today. I know he was also talking about playing Creativity today, but I guess he opted for Coffers at the end of it. So Stefan plays the Lord of Atlantis, giving all his Merfolk +1/+1. And Stefan is trying to figure out if he can attack in. Because, I mean, Children does have Death Touch, but I mean, surely attacking with Sveilun is actually, you know, enough. But I think Stefan wished to go to combat, and now Teran's going to tap a bunch of mana in response. Going to tap 5 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For a March? Because, I mean, even though Sveilun does March deal damage, it's going to get rid of the Tide Shaper. March. Let's check the text on March. It does deal damage, so March cannot get rid of Sveilun, but it can get rid of the Tide Shaper. Can and does get rid of the Tide Shaper. Which does hurt Stefan's damage output on this turn a little bit. But still gets a stand for Sveilun with 4/5. So they're going to draw a card. He's going to lose 2 life because of Shieldred. The Coffers is unlocked, no longer an island. Stefan takes 2 from the trigger from Shieldred. Stefan plays a Mutavault for turn, which is for the kids at home, secretly a Merfolk. Oh, but Stefan has another Tide Shaper. He's like, actually, that can stay an island, thanks. Teran's like, yeah, that resolves. That happens. Just when you thought you were out, the island pulls you back in. And then passes the turn, putting Teran down to 11. But Shouldered plus the Ring is definitely going to gain a lot of life here. So Teran's going to take 3, but I believe the math here favors the Shieldred player in how much raw dog life that Ring can draw. So 4 times 2 is 8. It's like I was getting 8 life. Go up to 18. So I don't think Stefan can race this. I think he has to get rid of Shieldred somehow. Alright, so I feel like maybe last turn, or that turn that Stefan played the Trickster to tap in the shoulder to go in for damage was maybe better used to just Fatal Push on the Lord, pay in for the ward, The ward on the Lord. That rhymes. Calvin's tired. Yeah, that's right, Calvin. I caught you. I caught you yawning, my guy. I caught you yawning. Karn's a pretty good play here. Karn is looking good. Ooh, I think this is a game that is slowly slipping out of Stefan's grasp here. Slowly but surely. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Yeah, ticks down, gets something. Actually see what they picked up. We got a new follower. How do I check that, actually? How do I check our new followers? Huh? I can check our dashboard, right? We have a dashboard. Thank you, Tony JJ 1990, for following an hour ago. Whoopsies. We appreciate the support. I just got that was a pretty late notification, but here we are. All right, Stefan's gonna boot up the Mutavault. Booting up. Gotta get in. Gotta try to kill Stefan somehow. I don't know if there's an alpha strike that can be made here, but Stefan is gonna turn a bunch of creatures sideways. Yeah, gonna attack in with a bunch of 2/2s. Teran is going to flash in a Bowmaster. The Bowman. But what's weird here is that Teran can't actually target any of Stefan's Merfolk because of Ward. He has to just shoot Stefan in his face with his Bowmaster. Otherwise, it'd be pretty sick to like ping off a Merfolk or to shoot a Merfolk for one and then block the Orc army, since a majority of these Merfolks are 2/2s. Stefan's gonna draw a card, gonna lose 2 life from Children. The Orc army's gonna go up, right? And this second ping, if Teran would like to shoot off a Merfolk, right? There's a bunch of 2/2 Merfolks. Gonna go to blocks. Orc army blocks a Merfolk, the Bowmaster blocks a Mutavault, and the Shoulder blocks a Trickster, it looks like. What will Stefan do here? We're definitely seeing a pretty strong showing from Mono Black Coffers. Very strong showing from Mono Black Coffers. Ooh boy, this is what I believe the kids call a spicy meatball. Definitely an interesting attack from Stefan, because I mean, Children would definitely eat something, so I would assume that Stefan has some sort of trick here. No, just going to damage. Gets in for 3. Just gets in for 3. Mutavault goes back to being a land. Teran's at 15 life. Plays Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is to minus on the Shieldred. Very interesting. So definitely a weird board state here. Teran sure has a lot of mana. Still an active One Ring. Still an active card. See, almost think Stefan should have attacked the Karn with this Veiloon, because it feels like 3 damage here isn't really accomplishing a lot. You know, it's not really accomplishing a lot. Yeah, Teran's like, well, let's replay this Shieldred. Let's just replay this one, huh? You know, you bounced it, but guess who's back? Back again. Teran's sitting at 11, Stefan at 12. Teran gonna gain an obscene amount of life here. Just incredible amount of life. Oof. Up to 21. I mean, you can see how much damage Stefan has actually dealt with this game, right? I think Stefan's done like a good over 20 damage. So if it wasn't for the Shield of One Ring, Teran would be supremely dead. Just very, very dead here. But Teran is going to go and tick down on that Karn, find something from the Wishboard. I could see... So the awkward part is that normally Ensnaring Bridge is pretty good here. Oh, there's Cityscape Leveler, and Stefan has decided that is enough. That's enough. You can't beat an 8/8 that turns one of your non-land permanents into a Power Stone. So that is certainly enough. Certainly enough. And there's someone for game 2. And I might go and just adjust Teran's camera slightly. So while they're sideboarding, I will do that. Make him a little more centered, you know? There we go. Teran's, is he more center? I don't know. I tried my best. I tried my best. All right, they're sideboarding. They are sideboarding. Actually, I'm going to turn the deck list back to Sam. BRB. Okay, I have returned. I have returned. Everyone plays StarCraft before? You know, with I can't remember what they're called now. The little spider guys that walk around for like the Protoss. They're not called Arbiters, are they? No. Called something else. I can't remember. But that Entaro Adu. I have returned. By your command. But yeah, so there's going to be sideboarding. Stefan, I believe the sideboard plan is pretty straightforward. I believe he's just going to be playing stuff to counter removal spells and counter spells. So protection and removal. All right, because I imagine that Teran, again, is stuck with a Karn board. We'll see if he brings any... I mean... look, if you're not constructing additional pylons, what are you doing with your life, you know? Surely you have to construct additional pylons. That's just the way. It's just the way it must be. It doobie the doobie. It's Scooby Dooby, huh? Scooby Dooby Dooby, eh? I'm gonna do some OBS cleanup in here now that I fucked with the camera. So I'm gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna put this over here, and then I'm gonna rename this thing. One, and then I'm gonna rename this into PBCam. And I'm going to rename this back to PTCam. Boom. There it is. Perfect. Stuff is where it's supposed to be now. And, you know, I think I'm actually going to move this up here, too. Look at top, player, bottom. Look at that. All right. So, Teran takes game 1 on mono black. And we're already in game 1. Stefan started with the best Merfolk opener, which is Island Aethervial, and Teran starts off with maybe the best Mono Black opener, which is Swamp Thoughtseize. So 2 strong starts. 2 very strong starts. I need to go. There we go. Teran is currently in the lead with 1 game up on Stefan. Both players still at 20, so, you know, whenever you see the boogie board as blank, actually, no, Teran's actually at 18. Good job, Calvin. He's actually at 16 now. Right, unless Teran played an Inquisition, I don't think so. Yeah, he did play Thoughtseize, yeah, so he's at 16. So I'm just gonna flash in a Trickster to get body on the board at the end of the turn. Gonna play a land. Gonna play a Marrow Reegery. Marrow Reegery is a fun Merfolk lord, because it gives you Merfolk ++1, but then whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, whenever you cast, you get to tap or untap another permanent. And it can be anything. It can do one of your lands, it can be one of your opponent's lands, it can be one of your opponent's creatures. It really doesn't matter. It could literally be anything. So I have high hopes that Stefan can bring this back around. Bring it on back. Turner's going to play an Urborg. So everyone has Swamps, man. He's going to pass turn. Stefan's going to leave the Violet 2. He's going to draw a card. There we go. Classic Merfolk move. Leave Vial on 2, draw a card. That's kind of where Merfolk wants to be, is just leaving Vial on 2, right? That is where you want to be. You must construct additional pylons. I'm still thinking about StarCraft over here. This is maybe the least StarCraft match you'll ever see. You know, there's no slivers in this game. There's no Space Marines. There's no high-tech aliens. Here's a second Reegery, which is fun. So you cast Reegery, which lets Stefan untap an island. Teran is like, I'm gonna make you sacrifice a creature, and Stefan's like, yeah, I'll get rid of the thing that doesn't make my dudes big. I'll get rid of this Merfolk with no text on it, essentially, and throws Teran at 10 life. Kind of shows how fast Merfolk can really be, right? Because, I mean, this is turn 4, or no, turn 4. Teran's already at 10. Teran's gonna tap 3 with the Coffers, play a Karn. Coffers equals the infinite nothingness of space. Merfolk equals Aqua Zerg. I mean, you're not incorrect. You're not wrong. So Teran gets to activate Coffers, and because he controls 4 swamps, he can tap 3 lands to make 4 mana. He's going to go grab the One Ring, leaving 1 mana open. And I guess he's just hoping that Stefan can't deal 10 damage from this turn. Otherwise, another turn will be bought. So Stefan is going to play an island. Tap 2. Play a Tide Shaper. Which is sick because since he has 2 Readers, he gets to untap 2 lands. So that was a literal free Tide Shaper right there. That is what we call a combo. It's going to put 3 into the Karn, 3 into Teran's Dome. He's going to cast a Jace the Mind Sculptor. He's going to likely Brainstorm here. Yeah, just draw 3 cards. Put 2 back on top. Yeah, we have Aqua Zerg versus Space. Versus the Space. Literal spaceman. He's a rocket man. A rocket man cruising on the moon. And there's the One Ring. Stefan's like, yeah, unfortunately that does resolve. Teran will draw a card and get to ignore all damage from Stefan next turn. But, I mean, Jace helps. You know, gives Stefan another turn to, you know, dig. He's going to put a Master Pull Trident into play. So, kind of a scary spot here, because, I mean, if Teran untaps and just, like, beseeches for, like, Damnation, or just raw casts Damnation. Fighting Aqua Zerg! Bow, 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 bow. You know, because if Teran's list is anything like Raymond's list from last round, then certainly there'll be a Damnation in the deck somewhere. Stefan looking at his handful of gas, gonna put 2 cards back on top thanks to the Jace Brainstorm. I believe Stefan has 2 cards now in hand. But what will he do? What will he do? Because, yeah, Teran's gonna be digging. Digging for a Yamnation. Another Tide Shaper. Untap those lands. Turn the Urborg into an island. No, put a second counter onto the Cabal Coffers. Oh my god. Stefan out here being like, bro, don't even try. That thing is going to be an island forever. 2 of them. That's so great. I love it. Alright, Stefan is going to flash something in, I think, in Teran's upkeep. Gonna flash in a Trickster. Trixie. And I think he's gonna try to tap down 2 of Teran's lands. Which is pretty fun. It's a pretty fun move. So now Teran needs a land to untap Damnation. Tap those ones. All right. Tap those ones. And then takes 1 for the ring. Yeah, Teran's gonna draw some cards. He's digging. Dig. Stefan has literally the largest board anyone has ever seen. Let's see if tapping down those lands was enough. I think Teran has a Swamp in hand, but if he doesn't have Beseech or Damnation, I think that's GG. He's gonna draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Stefan's like, yeah, dude, go for it. That is allowed. That's certainly allowed. And he's gonna scoop it up. So Stefan takes game 2. Merfolk's still in it. Merfolk not done yet. But Stefan playing on the draw, certainly not the easiest thing to do when you're the aggro deck here. Definitely want to be playing first. Definitely want to be playing first. So yeah, definitely a strong turn from Merfolk there. Just you know, tapping down Teran's lands. I mean, you know, the fact that Teran had Night's Whisper was really interesting because if Stefan hadn't tapped down 2 of Teran's lands could have, or Teran could have easily, you know, still had 6 mana, cast Night's Whisper, and then draw it into Damnation Beseech, or Damnation / Beseech, and then still 1 rank, so you have 4 mana up. So turns out that, yeah, tapping on the 2 lands by Stefan there was the correct call. I think it was all or nothing there, where Stefan was like, well, if you just have land Damnation, whatever, it's fine, I lose. You know, I accept. But if you don't, then I'm going to make it very hard for you to dig and still win. You know, you would have to have like Coffers into like Damnation somehow, or like Coffers into Dig with like the Night's Whisper. So certainly well played by Stefan there. The man has definitely played Merfolk before. It's not a surprise. So there'll probably be little sideboard action going on. Stefan might be adjusting. I mean, sometimes there are sideboard cards that are good on the play and bad on the draw. So Stefan might be just doing a little extra double check here to see, well, if I'm going second, how many of these cards are banned, right? How many of these cards are not it, are just not doing it? How many? So, shuffling up. Teran's ready to go. Again, Teran's sideboard plan pretty easy since the majority of his sideboard is devoted to the Karn board, as we saw in the last round. So, yeah, opponents are going to split the decks, shuffle each other's decks. You know, make sure that they are sufficiently randomized. Boop, boop, boop. Teran opts for the single cut. Stefan does the fun little swippy swappy, the top and the middle of the deck, that leaves the bottom untouched. And we're into the final game, game 3. We're here and we're ready to roll. Looks like Stefan has already opted to mulligan since he's shuffling his hand, or shuffling his deck. And normally, you after you get your opponent to cut your deck, you don't just shuffle it again. So he must have looked at his hand and decided, yeah, this ain't gonna do it. Teran though, feeling pretty confident about his 7. Looks like he's like I imagine as long as Teran is staring at a restricted number of lands plus a suite of removal spells, that's a keepable hand. Which I think we saw a peak there. Looks like he has. I definitely think I saw like Swamp Field of Ruin March. So definitely a lot of options to. Definitely some good cards to be deleting the Fishman. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit rooting for Stefan here since we already saw Coffers win one game today. I'm not super excited to see Coffers win a second game. Especially when it comes to the post-match interview. You know, it's always better to interview the person who is, in the winner's seat. But I think either way, we're probably going to ask Stefan to come on down and talk about Merfolk a little bit with us, because it's not a deck you see too often. Now, Vial goes up. Teran just goes swamp, land. Gonna Field of Ruin the Cavern of Souls. Stefan accepts. Now, I think they're just clarifying which phase that Stefan is doing this in. What phase Teran is Field of Ruining Stefan's Cavern of Souls. Looks like Stefan took the greedy one land keep, but I mean, Coffers is definitely a deck you want to have a lot of action against. And so keeping a one-land Aether Vial isn't the worst. It looks like Stefan's gonna take his island and then pass the turn. Oh, no, plays a Mutavault. Found the second land. Doing the math here, Teran may be feeling a little silly getting rid of the Cavern of Souls after Stefan plays a Mutavault. But then again, seeing Stefan miss a land drop does make the Pop Cavern play a little more enticing. But Stefan passes the turn, Teran draws. Sitting on Swamp Field of Ruin. We still know he has a March in hand, plays another Swamp, sitting on 4 mana and passes the turn. Stefan going for the old end step, put in a Merfolk. Teran agrees. He's like, yeah, that's allowed. That is certainly allowed. Tick up the Vial to 3. I'm gonna after the Aether Vial. So I imagine this is likely a Sveiloon, and so Teran is gonna think about, no, it's a Reejerey. That right there is a Reejerey. And he's gonna cast a Tide Shaper, kicked. Gonna kick that Tide Shaper, untap Aether Vial, activate Aether Vial. Gonna feel the ruin, the Mutavault. Bye-bye, Mutavault. See, this is another fun line with the Merfolk Reejerey, where you get to untap your own Aether Vial to just start like pumping out Merfolk. You know, so assuming Stefan has another 3-drop, this Reejerey has, or this Aether Vial has represented 6 mana on this turn. Oh, and then here comes Fatal Push. Going to fatally push, likely the Reejerey. And there it goes, yeah, because I mean, that's just too insane. And then resolve Aether Vial. No, untap the Aether Vial now. Tap down the swamp. Or no, turn the swamp into an island. It is in fact Merfolk versus Mono Black Coffers. And then Stefan gets in for 2. And the bottom 3 puts in a Sveiloon. So a little bit of insulation from Damnation here, because if Teran does play Damnation, Sveiloon will still be indestructible at the time the Damnation resolves. So even though Damnation kills the 2 Merfolk and removes Indestructible, all that effect happens at the exact same time. So it's not like Damnation kills the 2 Merfolk and then kills Sveiloon. It just does a one-shot, try to kill everything. And when it does that, Sveiloon will still have Indestructible at that time. So Damnation does not, in fact, clear the board. And that will leave Stefan with a 3/4 that draws him a card every attack, which is exactly where Stefan wants to be. Teran plays a Takenuma. Unfortunately, we can't give out the exact Coffers deck list, but this is, Mono Black Coffers with that kind of tops out at like the 4 mana spot. So Shieldred's, One Rings, Beseech the Mirrors. It's not playing things like Archon of Cruelty. So Teran's going to March, pitching a Troll for the old freebie. Does Ward 1? Would you like to pay 1? Teran does not. Yo! Also, the Tide Shaper is way larger than that. It is a 3/3. Also didn't... I guess maybe that's why he opted not to pay for the ward. Because the Tide Shaper is base 2/2, and the Masterful Dread, it makes it a 3/3. So, alright. Gonna try to march the other one for 2. Ooh, baby. Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, Lord Math is weird. So Teran has fifthly wiped the board. I think Stefan might have missed a ward trigger there, actually, which would have made that math a little more complicated. But Teran does go back to 22. Stefan maybe realizes now that he did a little feels bad. Gonna leave Isle on 3. Gonna draw a card for Teran. Plays a Merfolk, gets in for 4, draws a card, puts Teran down to 18. Teran gets on tap. So, did have to spend 3 cards last turn to clean up the board there. But yeah, looks like Stefan missed the ward trigger, which is a little bit sad. You know, missing some of your own triggers definitely inflicts some mental damage that you don't want to be feeling. Coffers tapping for 4 mana currently, so it gives +1 mana. Right? Yeah, this is like the double Masters Aether Vial. It looks pretty good. And Vial, I think, has never been cheaper. Alright, Gonna play, looks like, yeah, Teran plays Damnation. Passes back to Stefan. Cleans up the board. Stefan passes it back. Damn. Damn indeed. Get damnation. Stefan does nothing, but of course, doing nothing doesn't mean that Merfolk has nothing to do. Remember, Merfolk has flash threats, and as well as Bylon 3. Teran making some mana with the Coffers. Like to play a Merfolk Trickster, because Teran's gonna Thoughtseize. Jace and Dismember looking a little sad. Who takes Dismember, which heavily insinuates that Teran is about to play a Shieldred. There's the Shieldred. So, yeah, it was a pretty timely Thoughtseize to get rid of the Dismember there, because now Shieldred is kind of just uncontested. Stefan plays the 2-drop and passes. Of course, losing 2 life to the Shieldred draw trigger. Jace, you're right, Jace the one go through Merfolk is pretty sick. Stefan has been on this spicy tech for a while, I think, where it just offers a lot of card advantage. Stefan decides to just double block on the Shieldred, just take the trade. He's like, yeah, dude. And I think Teran's pretty happy with that exchange. Taps a bunch of mana. Yeah, Stefan is... This is not where you want to be. There's Karn. Tick down on the Karn. Stefan thinking, what happened? What happened to this game? When did it slip away? There's the One Ring. 2 mana, Vodelian Hexcatcher. Counters it. Got him. Yeah, plays Hexcatcher, sacrifices Hexcatcher. You know, a little 2 mana counterspell, which I think is probably a fine trade, honestly, for Stefan. Teran taken down again. Digging through the sideboard again. Karn doing Karn things. I think Teran could have actually paid for that One Ring. I think he just got sloppy with keeping track of his mana. Right, because Coffers taps for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He should have had 1 more mana up, I think, than he thought. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the Leveler. Oh boy, and there's your Power Stone, Stefan. Enjoy. Enjoy this very fancy Power Stone token. Stefan's like, hooray. This is certainly a usable card for me. Every time it attacks, it is an 8/8, and it will blow up another one of Stefan's non-land permanents. I don't know if Stefan has an answer to... Teran's like, would you like to play Jace and bounce my Cityscape Leveler? Because that is a legal play, and I will take it. I will gladly do exactly that. Stefan, try to figure out what the out is here. Gonna play Jace. Yeah, play it out. Play the Jace. Yeah, go brainstorming. Surely there's an answer. Surely Merfolk can find an answer in this, right? He's into Leveler. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. Yeah, dude, that's the good Jace. That's a sick Jace. Look, we still got some Jace believers in the chat. Yeah, dude. Look, if you're gonna play Merfolk, you gotta bling it out. Stefan with the fancy pants deck over here. Surely Jace will survive this attack, right? Sure. What if Teran goes after the Aether Vial? Nope. Nope, not a chance. 2 Power Stones now. Oh boy. Tick up, delete a Power Stone. Oh boy. Yeah, Stefan's like, you got it. I don't need these power stones anyway. I didn't need the power stones anyway. Yeah. Teran's like, take a look at your hand. Take the thought sees that subtlety away. And gets to untap and draw. That's it. Teran takes game 3. He'll be moving on with the old mono black Coffers. Stefan, I believe, taking his first loss of the day. Very tragic. It was a very close game, but unfortunately, that is it for this round.